Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Sanya. In today's video, I just thought that I should be talking about something that I've realized lately in my life, that we can actually be happy every day. I thought people who used to say that they can be happy every day or were selling this idea online were actually faking it, until I realized this can actually be the possibility for a lot of people if only you learn a few universal laws. Let me give you a brief background about myself. So I used to work in an IT job. I was trying to hit my goals, chasing more money, trying to make it. And even when things went well, I was anxious. And when things went badly, I completely spiraled. And then something happened. I hit rock bottom mentally. I was sad because nothing ever felt enough. It always felt like I have something more to do, there's more to achieve in life. Every time I used to reach a particular goal that I created for myself, there is always something else which was waiting for me in life. And I think this is a pattern in everyone else's life as well. And in that breakdown, I went through a spiritual awakening. It wasn't rosy, it wasn't very magical or fluffy, it was real. I quit my job post that. I just had to. It was a deep realization of who I truly was. And then initially it was quite confusing for me, because what I used to feel earlier and think about my life earlier was something completely different. And post that incident, it was not one incident, it was a duration in which that happened, and I completely see myself transforming every day, and the old job started to not make sense at all. It was giving me a lot of hard time. Just surviving that job was not at all easy for me at that time. I thought it would become easy because now I've learned how to master my mind and all that, but it was completely the opposite, because at that time I realized who I truly was. And after that, I stopped chasing random achievements and I fully started to understand how the universe works. This is what I wanted to talk about in today's video. So here's what I've learned. You are not stressed because you're working hard. You're stressed because you are attached to the outcomes. The Bhagavad Gita literally says, you have the right to your actions, but not to the results of your actions. Imagine if you worked, created, built things not because you had to prove something, but because it aligned with who you are. Now, here is where it gets practical. Hindu philosophy lays out 4 pillars of life. They're called the Purusharthas or Purusharth, and when you align with them, you will stop feeling that you're constantly fighting with life. So the first is Dharma, your truth, your purpose, your inner compass. It's not about being a monk, it's about asking, is this job, this relationship, this lifestyle really me? You know that feeling when something just doesn't sit right. That's you ignoring your dharma. And that drained, anxious, stuck feeling, it happens when you're there doing the wrong things for yourself for a very long time, when you are not listening to yourself, your inner voice, your true calling, your whole purpose of life, when you're not aligned with the universal laws. That is when it becomes overwhelming in life. The second is Artha, wealth and success. Hinduism provides a beautiful pillar of wealth which is completely aligned with spirituality. It's not different from spirituality. They say that we should pursue wealth. We should not abstain from wealth. There are a lot of myths around spirituality that, if someone is spiritual, they should not be earning money or something like that. It's very stupid. Hindu philosophy, it encourages us to pursue wealth. Money is important, but it should support your truth, not replace it. Making money in a way that goes against who you are will eventually burn you out. But when you earn with integrity, the money actually feels good. The third is calm, pleasure. And again, this is something which a lot of people think that spirituality is something which is totally against pleasure. You should always put yourself into suffering and you should go to your extremes and all that. But to be honest, again, spirituality encourages us to pursue pleasure as well. That's the third pillar of Hindu philosophy, to pursue pleasure consciously. I used to think that pleasure meant indulgence, binging Netflix shows or scrolling at night, random dopamine hits. But real calm or pleasure is about fulfilling desires in a way that nourishes your energy. Music, art, travel, food, sex, connection. All of these things are sacred when done consciously. And finally, moksha. No, you don't have to die to be liberated. How would we even know where are we going? I feel, and this is what a lot of people who have experienced self-realization in life or have experienced their soul and the inner truth in life, they say that when you align yourself to your soul's path, your true purpose in life, that is when a lot of suffering ends, and that is when you feel liberated. You also don't have to go to the mountains to feel liberated at all. That is something which is running away from the world, and this is again not encouraged in Hindu philosophy, because as per Hindu philosophy we are here for a reason and we should enjoy our birth on this planet. Moksha just means you are not controlled by fear, ego, or needing people's approval. You do what feels right. You create, you love, you rest, all without guilt. And when you balance these four, Dharma, Artha, calm and moksha, life starts flowing better. You stop resisting everything and happiness becomes a side effect. Now you might be thinking, how do you actually follow this in the real world, right? It's so unpractical. That's what people think it is, right? So you don't have to change everything overnight. You just have to take small steps towards a better life, and it starts now. To me, moksha is not some spiritual fantasy. It's mental clarity, emotional freedom. It's waking up and not feeling like proving yourself to the world every damn day. It's knowing who you truly are and building a life that actually honors that. So if you've been feeling stuck, burned out, or like no amount of success is making you feel better, maybe it is not that you're doing life wrong. Maybe you're just playing by the wrong rules. Because the moment you align with your dharma, pursue wealth with integrity, enjoy pleasure consciously, and let go of control, that is when happiness stops being a goal and becomes your natural state. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if this resonates with you, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.